jornaleros. Llegaron, 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 tocando cumbia los jornaleros. Mueve la cintura, también los pies. 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 Le cantan al trabajador. Le cantan al trabajador. Le cantan al trabajador. Le cantan al trabajador. El pueblo unido no será vencido. El pueblo unido no será vencido.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Evelyn Hernandez. I am TPS organizer campaign. I work in Caressa, Los Angeles, and thank you for being here. As a beneficiaria de TPS, right here is me, José Urias.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es José Urias, soy beneficiario de TPS. Tengo 2 hijos nacidos acá en este país. He tenido la oportunidad de hacer mis compañías, empleamos muchas personas y gracias al TPS hemos podido lograr todo lo que hemos podido lograr hasta el día de hoy. Si estamos aquí para pedirle al presidente Biden que haga una extensión para los países que tenemos TPS Centroamérica y una redesignación, porque si él no toma acción en este momento, pues quedamos a la futura administración que los puede separar de todo lo que nosotros hemos logrado en toda nuestra vida acá. Por eso es que demandamos que él tome una decisión y que haga una extensión antes de la Navidad para que nuestras familias también puedan tener paz. Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Jose Urias. I'm a TPS holder and I'm a business owner. And we employ a lot of people in Massachusetts. And that we are here today to demand to President Biden to extend TPS and redesignate TPS for Central Americans and other countries who they can qualify for. We built our lifetime in here, and if he doesn't take action in this moment, we can have the next administration. They can rip us apart of all what we achieved on our lifetime. And that's why before Christmas, we want an extension. That way we can have Christmas dinner with our family. So that's why today we decide not to eat. We're gonna stop eating. That way for Christmas we can have that dinner with our families. And hopefully he can listen to us and just redesignate TPS and extend TPS. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Like Jose, hundreds of TPS holders living in this country, important to the economy, they are being fighting for maintain the program of temporary protected status TPS, and they are here to continue to fight to protect their families, to protect their business, their life, and someone enhance is your hands, President Biden. Today, Monday 16, I will be part of the 100 straight a month with the TPS holders, and that's what we are here, because we are demanding extension of temporary protection status for TPS holder, plus a resignation for the Central America. And I could look to start this conference with someone. It always is my honor to be part. Executive Director Marta Arevalo from Caressa in Los Angeles. ¡Que viva el TPS!
¡Que viva!
¡Que vivan los huelguistas!
¡Que viva!
¿Se puede?
¡Sí se puede!
¿Se puede?
¡Sí se puede!
Good morning. My name is Marta Arevalo. I'm the Executive Director of Carecen Los Angeles, the Central American Resource Center. Carecen is the largest Central American immigrant rights organization in the country. And we have been working with TPS holders and TPS for 40 years. Back at the origin of TPS, it was Carecen and sister organizations and allies who fought to create TPS. And in the 90s, we fought for redesignation of TPS. And throughout the years, we have helped thousands of families with the renewals and extensions for TPS. And in 2016, unfortunately, when President Trump came into power, one of the first things he did was terminate TPS, a community that is made of workers, hard workers, a community who is the most vetted community of all communities, who every 18 months they have a criminal check, background check. A community who gives so much to this country. And so in 2017, I remember it was the summer. It was a very different weather than it is today. It was super hot. We organized together with TPS holders the National TPS Alliance. And this platform is the platform that we worked with since then for 7 years to organize, to develop the leadership skills, to invest in the TPS community. And now I was sitting back there a few minutes ago looking at this crowd and thinking, wow, this is a dream realized. These are real leaders. This is what democracy looks like. These are folks who have fought for their lives and for their families. We have marched. We have walked the halls of Congress. We had fought in the courts, and we will continue to fight. Are we going to fight?
Yes.
¿Vamos a luchar?
Sí.
Eso. We're going to continue to fight until we win. What does that look like? We want to make sure that our TPS families have permanent solutions and that their contributions are recognized in this country. Unfortunately, in November, the Democrats lost the election once again to President Trump. Someone who is racist, someone who hates immigrants, someone who ran with a platform of hate and anti-immigrant sentiments. Right now, it's the moment for President Biden and the administration to act boldly and to do anything and everything possible to protect as many people as possible. TPS is something within his grasp, within his power, within his ability to make that decision that will give the peace of mind to hundreds of thousands of families. We urge Secretary Mayorkas, President Biden, Vice President Harris to take action and to protect these families. We need redesignations. We need extensions. There's 13 countries that have TPS currently. We need to make sure that all of those 13 countries have at least 18 months of protection. And we need designations for countries that have been fighting for TPS designations for years, like the Guatemalan community. We need to make sure that we protect all of those countries and all of those vulnerable families. Estamos aquí para pelear. ¿Nos vamos a dar por vencido?
No.
Vamos a seguir peleando hasta la victoria. Por 40 años, Carecen ha estado acompañando a la comunidad tepesiana con la lucha de crear el TPS. Luego en los 90s, las redesignaciones del TPS. Y siempre por esos 40 años hemos acompañado a las familias tepesianas en sus extensiones. Y en el 2016, cuando ganó el presidente Trump, desgraciadamente una de las acciones al principio de su presidencia fue determinar el TPS, un programa que ha dado resultado, que ha ayudado a estas economías en los estados y en el país de los Estados Unidos, que ha creado gente trabajadora, una gente que le han hecho background checks, chequeos criminales cada 18 meses, una comunidad que paga taxes, que hace cosas positivas para esta economía. Y es muy importante mandar el mensaje al presidente Biden, al secretario Mayorkas, que este es el momento de actuar. Este es el momento de darle a estas familias vulnerables esa paz de que están protegidas por lo menos por 8-18 meses. Urgimos a la administración Biden que tome esas acciones ahorita. Está adentro de su poder. Está dentro de su habilidad de poder tomar esas decisiones para poder cuidar y proteger a estas familias. Le quiero agradecer a todos los huelguistas que están aquí, que se van a sacrificar por días para asegurarnos de que podamos seguir peleando. Muchísimas gracias por su sacrificio. Thank you so much.
Gracias Marta. Se ve, se siente, la alianza está presente. Se ve, se siente, la alianza está presente. Se siente, la alianza está presente. Gracias, thank you everyone. Now, vamos a escuchar la historia de una compañera TPSiana, Soledad Miranda. Now we're going to share the story from Soledad, a TPS holder, Soledad Miranda. Soledad, welcome.
Vamos, Soledad.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Soledad Miranda. Soy de Salvador. Tengo TPS. Y este día lo hemos invocado a una huelga de hambre. Todo esto por el derecho que tenemos nosotros como inmigrantes, que seamos respetados, que respeten nuestros hijos que son ciudadanos, que nos den esa oportunidad. Nosotros, como dijo la compañera, somos chequeados por inmigración cada 18 meses, pagamos impuestos, tenemos negocio, yo tengo mis derechos de vender en la calle, tengo mi licencia, trabajo en la oficina de un edificio de gobierno. Soy limpiadora, no me da pena, pero soy limpiadora y seguiré luchando por esta protección y por otras protecciones para las personas que aún no tienen nada y que sí pagan impuestos. Este día entraré a una huelga de hambre y la otra semana estará mi hija también en una huelga de hambre. No es necesario que una ciudadana americana esté luchando para tener junto a su madre en su país. No puede ser deportada a otro país que no es el de ella.
Exacto.
Buenos días.
¡Bravo! ¡Bravo, bravo!
Hello, I'm a TPS holder from El Salvador. And I work as a street vendor and also cleaning an office building, a government office building. I've been here and contributed to this country. We work as TPS holders every 18 months. The government does background checks and we pay taxes. I'm here today to fight for TPS holders and for this protection. And for people that don't have anything like TPS. I'm joining the hunger strike today because I want to continue to fight for TPS, and my daughter, who's a U.S. citizen, will also join the hunger strike next week. It is unfair that a U.S. citizen has to fight and be in a hunger strike to be with her mother in the same country, to not be separated from her mother. It is unfair to even talk about her being deported to a country that is not hers. She is a U.S. citizen. This is her country.
and it's unfathomable to think that she could be deported to somewhere else that is not her country. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gracias Soledad, gracias Marta por la traducción. Vamos a continuar con el programa y vamos a remarcar que el programa TPS no es un programa de más política ni es un programa de inteligencia o de prácticas. Es un programa que merece que los beneficiarios de TPS tengan la dignidad, pero una dignidad que nosotros ya la pagamos cada 18 meses desde el día 1 que nosotros hemos venido siendo checados a través del sistema de inmigración. Así es que este programa es un programa fundamental que nos da el derecho de trabajar y vivir en los Estados Unidos sin el temor de ser detenidos o separarnos de nuestras familias. Por eso estamos en esta huelga de hambre, exigiendo que nos den ese respeto que ya nos lo ganamos. No estamos pidiendo limosnas a nadie, es un derecho que nosotros ya nos lo ganamos. Y también remarcando que nuestros compañeros, esta lucha no es solo de salvadoreños, sino que de nuestra comunidad hondureña, nicaragüense. Nuestros hermanos hondureños se van a incorporar a la huelga de hambre durante la semana. Esta huelga de hambre va a ser de relevos, unos entran y otros, porque vamos a tener un doctor que nos va a estar checando, así es que vamos a tomar nuestras precauciones y también se van a ir incorporando otros beneficiarios de TPS. Todo esto va a ser de costa a costa. Así es que aquí vamos a estar en Washington D.C. hasta la próxima semana. Pero antes de continuar hablando, quiero invitar a mi compañero Ángel para que él hable un poco más del programa de TPS, que cómo él sería beneficiado con un programa que sea extendido, renovado para nuestra comunidad centroamericana.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Ángel. Estoy aquí este día luchando por los derechos de nuestra comunidad. Tengo 12 años de estar en este país. Trabajo actualmente con la cosmetología. Vine a este país de Nicaragua huyendo porque era un país donde fuimos la opresión del gobierno de Ortega Murillo, y por mi sexualidad nos oprimían. Vine con mis estudios también y aquí estamos en la lucha por una redesignación por más de una docena de países, y lo que queremos es la lucha y queremos redesignación. Muchas gracias y pasen buen día.
I'll do a quick translation. Hi, my name is Angel and I came to this country 12 years ago and I currently work in the cosmetology field. I left my country as a teacher, graduated, and I had to immigrate to a foreign country because of the different threats from my dictator government that is still in power today, and the oppression for my gender orientation and those reasons, where people like me are not accepted, even our lives are in danger. But apart from the fact that my life is in a danger in my country, I have also managed to stabilize my family. My mother suffered from cancer, and without my financial support, she would not have survived the cancer. Please help the Nicaraguans, Salvadorans, Honduras, Haitians, and Venezuelans, and all of the other TPS refugees from more than a dozen countries who are suffering, so that we can defend ourselves and our families.
Thank you. Gracias, Miguel. Miguel es un ejemplo de por qué Ángel personas tener que emigrar. Por eso es que es importante que podamos tener una extensión y una redesignación para los países of why we have to flee our country. President Biden to do an extension and redesignation. It's tough.
On being in the
Tonight in back
Es importante.
fair,
Este país
empowered today, and the oppression for my gender orientation and those reasons, where people like me are not accepted, even our lives are in danger. But apart from the fact that my life is in danger in my country, I have also managed to stabilize my family. My mother suffered from cancer, and without my financial support, she would not have survived the cancer. Please help the Nicaraguans, Salvadorans, Honduras, Haitians, and Venezuelans, and all of the other TPS refugees from more than a dozen countries who are suffering, so that we can defend ourselves and our families.
Thank you. Gracias, Miguel. Miguel es un ejemplo de por qué, Miguel es un ejemplo de por qué nosotros tenemos que dejar nuestros países. A veces no encontramos las oportunidades o los gobiernos pues obligan a las personas tener que emigrar. Por eso es que es importante que podamos tener una extensión y una redesignación para los países de Centroamérica y otros más que pueden calificar para este beneficio. Thank you, Angel. He's an example of why we have to flee our countries, because the government usually force us to leave our countries. And that's why it's very important to President Biden to do an extension and redesignation for Central American countries. They are part of TPS program, and also other countries who they qualify to have TPS as well. And it's hard, but that's reality. So now we have Shannon from AFL-CIO. Welcome. Thank you.
Se siente, la alianza presente. Se ve, se siente, la alianza está presente.
Good morning, brothers, sisters, and siblings. It is an honor to stand with the National TPS Alliance today, and wherever workers are taking action in the struggle for justice, unions will be with them. So on behalf of the 12.5 million members of the AFL-CIO and our affiliated unions, I'd like to start by offering a message to the hunger strikers. I would like to say that your sacrifice and your courage inspires us, and it makes us all stronger. And your fight is our fight.
My son is now 22 calendar years for $300.
The AFL-CIO strives to ensure that every worker in this country, with no exceptions, gets fair pay, safety, safe working conditions, and dignity on the job. TPS is an important tool to help us do that. While we continue to push Congress to finally do its job and enact a long overdue path to permanence for everyone who lives and works here, we know that we need the administration to do everything that it can to protect vital members of our workforce, our communities, and our unions. By extending and expanding TPS designations, the administration will provide vitally needed relief to working families from countries destabilized by disasters, conflict, and violence. It will also help to prevent disruptions to many key industries in our economy, including hospitality, construction, food processing, and many more that rely heavily on a TPS workforce. TPS is pro-worker policy, and President Biden has always delivered for workers. So we're here today to ask that he keep doing that through the last days that he has in office. Working families who have helped to build, serve, and feed our nation for decades need help, and we urge the administration to use every tool that it has to support them. This action is particularly poignant because it's happening around the holidays, a time that's always about family. And so as these workers take action to fight for their families, we want them to know that they can count on their union family to support them in every step of the way. Whatever comes next, workers will stand together. We will not be divided based on where we are from, what language we speak, who we love, or how we worship. Solidarity is the spirit that we need for every season, and we are so grateful to these brave workers who are showing us the path forward that we will walk together.
Thank you, Shannon. And right now we are present Miguel Hernandez, the Reverend Miguel Hernandez.
My name is Miguel Hernandez. I'm a priest in charge of Holy Trinity Church in West Orange, New Jersey. And I'd like to tell you that I came to the United States in 1977. I was lucky enough to have documents when I came in with no education. I did not finish my high school back home, and so I was able to study here in the United States. I obtained my GED in June of 1977, and by the end of that year I started college at City College of New York and the City University of New York, where I completed a bachelor's degree in 1982. So 1977, I went to a community college, then to City College, and I graduated there as an engineer. And as a student at City College, I used to support all the protests because we were in a civil war back home in El Salvador. And I was aware of hundreds and thousands of people who came because of the repression of the government then. Over the years, we hoped that change was going to happen to El Salvador, but it has not changed at all. We went through a period in which we enjoyed some sort of democracy for some time being, since 1990s onwards, but recently the change in government in El Salvador has become very repressive. There is a state of emergency right now that the government has implemented, in which anyone can be arrested and put in jail for about 2 years without the right to see a lawyer. And right now there are about 300 and some people who have died in the prisons. People are afraid in El Salvador to speak. We are the voice of the voiceless because they cannot speak. And people who are at the temporary protection status are in need of this support, because if they are sent back to El Salvador or to any other countries because of the different problems that occur due to violence or instability or natural disasters that occur, these people are basically being sentenced to death. And it's a death that might not happen in one day, but it might happen eventually. And so, as a priest, I am touched by these people who are fighting continuously to be able to stay in the United States, at least with some type of protection. And so the request that we are making to President Biden is to allow them to stay for another 18 months, to provide an extension and reassignation for those who are not yet part of the program. So I feel for these families. I know that they have children, just like I have a daughter who was born here, and I have a granddaughter now, and they are citizens of the United States. Fortunately for us, we are okay, but there are other families who are not okay. And so we need to raise our voice and ask God to give us the protection that we need and to touch the politicians in this country to know that these are families who have been here for a long, long time. They are loyal workers. They contribute to the society. And therefore, in my plea to President Biden is, before you leave office, sir, that you extend the program for the